Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, welcome back to the Sarartha Varshini Tika. We are studying the Rasikaranjan Tika and the Sarartha Varshini Tika. But right now, we are going through the overviews. We will start the middle six chapters in the next week once we finish the overview. Yesterday, we completed the overview on the third chapter. Krishna gives the knowledge uh, by which one can conquer lust. You know, इंद्रियाणि परन्याहुर इंद्रियभ्य परम मन एवं बुद्धे परम बद्ध्वा संस्तभ आत्मन आत्मानं जय शत्रुं महाबाहो काम रूप दुरासदम. So now Krishna continues to give jnana. So this chapter is also called as the Jnana Vibhaga Yoga. Vishwanath Chakra Thakur also translates, means gives the title as Jnana Prapti Upaya Yoga, knowledge through action. And the connection is third chapter, Karma Yoga elevates, he spoke. And the main obstacle in Karma Yoga is lust. Now he gives the knowledge how to conquer this lust. 43 and 44 verse, 42 and 43 verses. Further about that Gyan within the practice of Karma Yoga is discussed in chapter 4. So we will try to do 20 or 22 verses, and the remaining 42 verses we'll do to in the next class. So we'll try to complete up till maybe 20 or 22 verses today. We'll go slow. We are not in a hurry. Even if it takes more time, devotees need more time, then we will spend that time. So in the first 10 verses, Krishna teaches and establishes dharma. So the knowledge, transcendental knowledge of Krishna, the glory of that knowledge, which I'm, giving this knowledge, Arjuna, he speaks that I give this knowledge to sun god, you know. Imam vivasvate yogam yoga proktavan aham avyam vivasvan manve praha manor ikshvakam abravit. I spoke aham proktavan, this indestructible knowledge. Imam avyam yogam. Avyam means, this knowledge which is spiritual knowledge, which is indestructible, the knowledge of linking to God. To Vivasvan, Vivasvate. He spoke it to Manu, Vivasvan Manave Praha, and Manu spoke it to Ikshvaku. Manu Ikshvakvai Abravit. Ikshvaku is the king on earth. So that's how from the higher planets, this knowledge has descended to the earth planet through the Ikshvaku Vamsha. Ikshvaku Vamsha is where Lord Ram appeared, you know. So that is connected to the Moon dynasty, Sun dynasty, sorry. Yadu dynasty is connected to the Moon dynasty, the Soma Vansha, where Krishna appeared. So like that, Krishna is speaking. So he is speaking now also the Bhagavad Gita, and he spoke in the Sun dynasty. Now he's speaking in the Moon dynasty as Krishna is Bhagwan on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So in this chapter, Vishwanath Chakravarti mentions, fourth chapter, Lord speaks about the reason of his appearance. The avatar tattva is the eternal nature of his appearance and his activities, his janma and karma, and the excellence of gyan he is going to speak. Such things as Brahma Gyan, and the different types of yagyas connected to it, Brahma Gyan. So how Kshatriyas protect from lust? Through education. I'm not this body, culture. We don't behave in ways that increase bodily consciousness and devotion. We get facilities for experiencing highest taste. So Kshatriyas are not only supposed to protect Praja from hurt, Shatrayate iti Kshatriya, but they are supposed to protect from lust. So that's why Krishna gives this knowledge to the Kshatriyas. And that's why he speaks that in the next verse. Evam parampara praptam imam raja rishayo viduhu sakalena mahata yogo nashta parantapa. The saintly kings, Radharishayo, understood this knowledge. Imam Vidhu received in this discipline succession. Evam parampara praptam. By the influence of powerful time, Mahata Kalina, this discipline succession of yoga was broken. Iha yoga nashta. O afflictor of enemies, parantapa. Parantapayati iti parantapa. So why the Krishna gives this knowledge to the Raj Rishis? Because they, establish facilities for devotion in the form of temples and protect the Brahmanas and give facilities to start gurukuls. So like that, education, culture, and devotion, the Kshatriyas protect. So that's why Krishna gives knowledge to the kings. And it is understood in the disciplic succession. Mm. But Mahata Kalena, the powerful instances of time that even Krishna during his time, the teachings were lost. It was broken. So that's why he's again re-establishing the parampara through Arjuna. Now, a confidential reason he mentions why he's giving this knowledge to Arjuna. Sa evayam maya te adye yoga proktah puratanah bhaktosi me sakacheti rahasyam hi etad uttamam. As you are my devotee, me bhakto asi. And friend, sakacha iti. You are my friend and devotee. I have spoken Mahaprokta this yoga. So, ayam Puratana yoga. The ultimate secret, sorry. Etad Uttamam Rahasyam unto you today. So, today I am going to, unto you today, I have spoken this yoga and I am going to speak now to you, unto you today. Puratana yoga I am going to speak, which I have spoken, I am going to speak to you, unto you today. The reason is because you are my devotee and my friend. Bhaktosi me sakateti rahasyam. These are the two reasons. And he gives another reason for not speaking to inferior persons. Vishnu Thakur says, because it is the most secret. Rahasyam yetad uttamam. It is the topmost transcendental secret. Now, Arjuna, Krishna is about to speak, but Arjuna, inspired by Yogamaya, you can say in one sense, wait, wait, wait. We both are friends. We are born contemporaries. And you are speaking about, you spoke this knowledge to Sun God who is far, you know, ancient in birth than you know. So in one sense, oh, I'm going to expose you. No, actually, I want you to reveal your own glory. So that's why Arjuna asked this question. So Arjuna asks, Aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvata katam etad vijaniyam tvamado proktavaniti. Arjuna said, you appeared after Vivasvan. Aparam bhavato janma. He was born previous to you. Param janma vivasvata. How can I understand? Katam etad vijaniyam. That you spoke this yoga in the beginning. Tvamado proktavaniti. So Arjuna is asking, Vishwanath Chakravarti says the impossibility of what Krishna has spoken. Because your birth is recent and Vivaswan's birth is ancient, millions of years ago. How can I understand that you spoke it to him? Now Krishna gives the answer in the next verse, text 5. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bahuni me Vetitani Janmani Tavacharjuna Tanyaham Veda Sarvani Natvam Vetta Parantapa. The Lord said, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, you and I may tava cha. May means I, tava means you, cha, have gone through many births. Bahuni janmani vetitani. I know all of these. Tani sarvani aham veda. But you do not. Natvam vetta. O afflictor of enemies. Parantapa. Again he addresses them as Parantapa. The Lord explains that he instructs through the agency of his avatars. I appear in various avatars, and you also appear along with me as my companion. Since I am omniscient, I know, being the Supreme Lord. You do not know, since I cover your knowledge for fulfilling the purpose of my pastimes. So, although Arjuna is an eternal associate of the Lord from the spiritual world, still he gets covered. And this covering is not because of Mahamaya, but it is because of Yogamaya. O afflictor of enemy, Parantapa, you afflict Tapa to the enemies, Paran, by thinking yourself as a son of Kunti, a Kshatriya in this life. So in this life, you're doing the Leela of a Kshatriya. And then now, this is the most famous verse, in the Bhagavad Gita. And on this verse, a lot of wars have been fought. because the Mayavadis try to establish how the Lord's form is made of Maya, but actually the verse is speaking very deep. And we discussed almost for a quite long time, at a lengthy time, for a long period of time, means quite long discussion we had on this verse, which we cannot have now, but I'll cover all the points. So now Krishna uh, speaks about his Avatara Tattva. So this Avatar Tattva is in one sense only going to come here in this section of the Bhagavad Gita. Nowhere it is going to be again discussed. Ajopi sannavya bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim swamaya sambhavamya atma mayaya. Although I am unborn, Ajopi San, and the Lord of all living entities, Bhutanam Ishwaropi San, having an imperishable body, Avyayatma, this is very important. I appear by my own body. Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya Sambhavami, by my own energy, Atmaya. So I have an imperishable body, and it is, my own energy, which is Yogamaya in one sense. So Krishna describes the manner of his appearance. Vishnu Chakra Thakur goes into a lot of polemics here. Means he gives an argument of the opponent side and he proves it. Though I am without birth, I appear, I descend in the forms of devatas, humans, crawling animals, and other forms. Arjuna might say, what is remarkable about this? The Jiva is actually also without birth and is born again after the destruction of the body, of the gross body. The Jiva is also Ajo, you are also Ajo, so what's the difference? So the Lord answers, the Lord says, I have an indestructible body, Avyayatma, but we have destructible bodies, that's the difference. The Jiva is without birth in the sense that he is a soul apart from the body. He takes birth only because of his relationship with the body due to avidya. But my being without birth and my taking birth are not separate from my body since I am the Lord. Both my birth and my not being born are integral to my Swarup. It is more difficult to understand. It is inconceivable. The Jiva goes in all sorts of wombs because under the influence of Papa and Punya. But I am not under that influence because I am Bhutanam Ishwaropi San. I am the Lord of all living entities and not under the control of karma. So Jiva takes birth in different species out of karma. He also, the Lord, takes forms in different species, but not under the control of karma. So the argument might be, but the Jiva receives the body of Deva, human, animal, according to karma, by his subtle body, which causes his bondage. You, the Supreme Lord, are without a subtle body and you are pervading and control karma, time, and other elements. So the Shruti say, Eko Bahusyam. So from that, it should be understood that you are the form of the whole universe. When you say, I appear in this particular way, I think that must mean that your birth simply means you are revealing to people a multitude of bodily forms of living entities spread throughout the universe, which are also eternal as types. There are already 84 lakh types, and you display that. So now Krishna further tells, how can that be? I make my appearance situated in my own form, Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya, not the material forms of humans and animals, etc. So this is very, very important. Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya. Now, this is what is interpreted by the Mayavadis. First, you have to understand it is Atma Maya, and it is Avyayatma, his body. So Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya, already these Prakriti has these 84 lakh forms species. Now, whether you take those forms, no. I appear by my own body. So this Prakriti here refers to actually what? From the Amarkosh dictionary, in the word Prakriti means Swarupa. It does not refer the material energy. So the Lord Swarupa is Sachidananda. So Sridhar Swami also says Prakriti means composed of Shuddha Sattva, Swam. Prakritim Swam, he says. And he quotes also even Ramanucharya. Prakriti means the Lord's nature, which is Satchidananda Rasa. And it is his own Swarupa. And he quotes also Madhusudan Saraswati, being situated in my own Swarupa, being situated spiritually, I act without duality of the soul and body. So like that, Atma Maya, by my own Maya, which is the Yoga Maya, the Chitta Shakti. So like that, quite elaborately, there is a, this is one of the most famous verses. And then why do we appear? What is the reason? यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. Whenever yada yada there is a destruction of dharmasya glanirбhavati, O Bharata, and is a rise in adharmasya abhyutthanam, I manifest my own body, tada aham atmanam srijami. Srijami means, again, you might think that is created, but again it is manifested. Manifested is a term which you should use in Sriram. You know, how do I appear? I appear when I cannot tolerate both the destruction of dharma and the increase of adharma. And in order to reverse the situation, I manifest a body. So Srijami is not create, because again creation means something which is material, but I manifest a body. I show a body that it eternally exists as if it is created by my energy. It is an eternal body, spiritual body. So that's what we have to understand in a deeper sense here. Then next verse, why you need to do establish dharma? Your devotees can do, Raj Rishis, Brahma Rishis can do. What is the necessary for appearance? This verse answers. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In every age, yuge yuge, I appear sambhavami in order to protect the devotees. Paritranaya sadhunam, to destroy the demons. Vinashaya cha dushritam, and to establish dharma. Dharma samsthapanarthaya. So, Paritranaya means the devotees who are feeling deep separation in the heart, and this separation cannot be mitigated until I come and give darshan. So that's why I come. And there are demons like Ravana, Kamsa, Keshi, who give suffering to my devotees, who cannot be killed by any one of these powerful persons here, the Braj Rishis, the Brahma Rishis. It's only I who can kill them. That's why I come. And in order to establish the supreme dharma, meditating on me, worshipping me, serving me, singing about me, which cannot be instituted by anyone else but me. Samsthapanarthaya. So from this you can understand Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. That's why we have to follow the founder Acharya's teachings. He is the preeminent founder Acharya. So this is also Prabhupada established in Kali Yuga, Mahaprabhu's movement, Samsthapanarthaya. And that's why I come like that. Then he speaks about his birth and activities. Janma karma cha me divyam evam vyovitti tatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti so Arjuna. He who understands in truth, yah evam tatvata vetti. My spiritual birth and activities. Me divyam janma karma cha attains me sa mameti on giving up his body. Deham tektva, and does not take birth again. Punarjanma neti. So you will be successful just by knowing in truth about my birth, which was previously described, and my activities which occur after my birth. So Divya here cannot mean heavenly or celestial. Divya is completely transcendental and spiritual. So, both Madhusudan say Divya means non-material, which means spiritual. Divya means uncommon. And Jiva Goswami also mentions the word Divya as, so the Lord who is inconceivable, engaged in eternal pastimes, is spread in the devotees and resides in the devotee's heart. Eko Deva Nitya Leela Anurakta Bhakta Vyapi Bhakta Hridaya Antaratma. So, based on the bhav of the devotee, he has to manifest particular form. So, that's why he manifests. And one who knows in truth, Tattvata, based on the statements, Ajopi Sanya Avyatma and Janma Karma Mecha Devan, he also becomes eternal and he will attain me. Taktva deham punarjanma neti mameti. So, Arjuna. He will also not take birth. Then This is because you appeared. And are there any proof that later on, just hearing your birth and activities, people, attained you? So he says, Bahovo, Vitaragabhaya Krodha, Manmaya Mamupashritaha, Bahavo Jnana Tapasa, Puta Madbhavamagata. So Jnana Tapasa refers to 4.5 to 4.9. Understanding Janma Karma Chame Divyam, Ajomi Savyatma Avyatma. And what is the result? The result is what? Puta Mad Bhavamagata. He'll attain Bhava stage because he is free from Raga, Bhaya, and Krodha. And he has taken shelter of me. Having given up attachment, fear, and anger towards the demons, Vita Raga, Bhaya, Krodha, absorbed in me with hearing and chanting, Manmaya, having taken shelter of me, Mam Upashrita, many persons, Bahavo, purified by the austerity, tolerating opposition of that true knowledge of my birth and activities. Jnana Tapasa Puta. So Jnana Tapasa Puta, uh, what Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha, Vishwanath Chakravarti mentions is that, the devotees have to give up attachment or affection to persons who speak nonsensical ideas about Krishna's birth, and they should have no fear of them nor anger towards them. So Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha. In one sense also, if we are still having attachment to this world, that means we are still not, having gone through the Puta Jnana Tapasa, and we still have not completely taken shelter and we fear, material existence, but we'll be fearless if we have taken shelter of Krishna. So, like that, these symptoms can be seen again. And Puta means purified, and then they attain Madbhavam. Madbhavam means they attain Prema for me. So this is, Jnana Tapasa Puta means purified by the austerity of knowledge. And knowledge is the fire that purifies. So Krishna teaches and establishes Dharma. So now Krishna is the goal and the creator of all paths. 11 to 15, we will take up this. So any questions you have up till now, we can take up now if you want. This first section, if you have any questions. Any questions, any clarifications? Bir Krish Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu,
Yeah.
in verse 4.6, Prakritim Swam Adhishthaya. So, Prakritim here, meaning is taken as Lord's Rupa. Is it Gauda Artha or
No.
Mukhya Artha?
Directly from the dictionary, Amarkosha
Okay.
dictionary, if you go through,
Uh-huh.
Prakritim can have different meaning. Prakritim Swam, my own Prakriti, it's spiritual. All the acharyas agree to it, but the Mayavadis need some room to establish their philosophy. So they take it as no, the Lord's form is made of. They take the Lakshana Vritti and not.
Right.
Got it. It's a direct Amarkosha dictionary. Vishwanath Chakravarti in his commentary gives that. Okay.
And Prabhu, yes, please. And Prabhu,
Mm.
this Lord's teaching to Vivaswan,
Mm.
any pastime context in this regard? It is.
Absolutely, it is not known to as it's just known
Mhm.
that Krishna spoke this to Sun God. That's it. And the context was what? Here, the context we know it is a battlefield,
Mhm.
and whether you cannot say that Imam Vivasvate Yogam, the Arjuna Vishad Yoga, definitely. But general thing you have to understand the principles remain the same. The
Yes,
topics
yes,
remain the
yes.
same. So it's like that. You have to
Right.
understand like that.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Any
Prabhu.
other questions anyone else has? Okay. So now we'll go to the next section. Krishna is the goal and creator of all paths. Now, uh, Krishna speaks, Arjuna might think your dedicated devotees might consider a birth and activities internal, but the others, such as Gyanis, surrender to you for the purpose of perfecting Gyan and other goals, do not consider birth and activities to be eternal. So Krishna, in response, speaks to this verse. Ye yata mam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajamyaham Mama vartmanuvartante manushya partha sarvasha. I respond to persons tam tataiva bhajamiham according to the amount that they surrender unto me. Ye yatha mam prapadanti. All men sarvasha manusha follow my path. Mama vartmanu arvartate. O son of Pratap. So Krishna, again, we'll not go into this thing. The pious materialist conception, God is the fulfiller of my material desires. So, ye mata mam prapadante continues to in the material world. The Mayavadis think that Krishna's form and activities are Maya. So Krishna reciprocates yata mam pratyate. I make their form and activities into Maya. That means they go deeper in Maya, in material existence. The devotees consider Krishna's form and activities internal. I make their form and activities into internal. So that is how Krishna reciprocates. Prabhupada, in the purport to this, the scientists, want to, see Krishna in matter. So Krishna reveals, them in the Archimedes principle or the Nier-Bohr's principle. So Krishna reciprocates accordingly. So that's the point. And then Krishna speaks this verse, Kangshitam karmanam siddhim yajante iha devata shipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. Among men, manushe loke, those desiring results from their work, karmanam siddhim kangshita, worship the devatas, yajante iha devata. Iha means, the devatas of this world. The results coming from such actions, karmajam siddhi, appear quickly. Shipram bhavati. So, among men, Manushe, there are those who are full of desires give up the path of bhakti, even though it comes directly from me, and follow the path of karma, which gives quick results. You know, the results of their actions, karmajam siddhi, such as going to Sarga, come quickly. So that's why, I reciprocate accordingly. So that's why I create, because they have a lot of desires. And that's why I create the Varnashram Dharma. Chaturvarnya maya shishtam gunakarma vibhagasha tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam. So in 4.10, puta mad bhava magata. And then if you think my form is made of maya, I'll reciprocate like that. But those who have desires, I create the varnashram. So it's not impartiality because they have many desires. I create varnashram so that through the varnashram they gradually get purified and come to bhakti. That's the point. The four varnas are created by me. Chatur varnam maya shishtam. According to the distinctions of quality and work. Guna karma vibhaksha. Though I have made this system, tasya mam kartaram api. Know that with the I being undeviating and impartial. Avyam. I am also detached from the system. Akartaram. So, Krishna, indeed, the paths of bhakti and gyan give liberation, but the path of karma leads to bondage. Therefore, you are unequal. You have inequality. You have creator of all the paths, the Supreme Lord, but you have created and impacted. But what to do? They have desires. Yajante iha devata. So that's why I've created this path of karma for Varnashram. Chaturvarnya Maya Shishtam. Varnyam. So Varnyam ya suffix refers to that they have self-interest, they want to enjoy. The Brahmanas in the mode of goodness, Kshatriyas in the mode of passion, and goodness. They are Kshatriyas, they are Vaishyas in the mode of Tamas and Rajas, and they do farming and raise cows. The Shudras are Tamas. So I have created this four Varnas divided according to guna and activity, taking the shelter of the path of Dharma. Know that I am the Kartaram, Tasya Kartaram Api Mam. But although I am the creator of this, the gunas of Prakriti, which is energy, in that I am the creator, but actually I am not the creator since my Swarup is on the gunas and Prakriti. That's why I am Akartaram and I am Avayam. I am indestructible. It is not at all varnas or matter, though I have created them. So Arjuna Krishna acts in this Vrindavan Leela as a Vaishya and a Kshatriya, but still you have to understand he is transcendental to everything. He is completely on a transcendental platform. You know? So the three modes I have explained, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra and all, you can refer to this. So there are various aspects of service. Arena, For Prabhupada, it was Vrindavan, but later on changed to New York. Form in Vrindavan, he was translation. There in New York, resolving the conflicts among his disciples. Association, he was with Vrajavasis, but he was associating with his hippies. But the object remained the same. You know. Now he comes back. He has answered Arjuna's question, and he's back to the topic of yoga because that's what is the instruction. Namam karmani limpanti name karme phala spriha iti mam yo abhijanati karmabir nasa badyate. Actions do not contaminate me. Namam karmani limpanti. I have no desire for the fruits of action. Na me karma phala spriha because I don't have desire. He also acts. You create all this. You appear in the Kshatriya family, you perform your duties, and you're obligated to do the Kshatriya duties. It seems like you're subsisting as a Kshatriya. No, these actions don't contaminate me. I don't do this. I just set an example so that others follow. One who knows this about me, iti mam yo abhijanati, is not bound by actions. Karma bir na sabadhyate. And one who also acts like this, you know, that he performs actions without desiring the fruit, he's also not bound. And he knows, that he's offering these fruits to Krishna, who is transcendental. He knows his activity, janma karma cha divyam. So he is also not bound by actions. That's the deeper import of what Krishna is trying to say. Now, he concludes in one sense here. Evam gyatva kritam karma पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वं पूर्वैर्पूर्वतरं कृतं. Those desiring liberation, mumukshubhi in ancient times, purvairapi, performed actions, kritam karma, knowing this, evam gyatma, knowing this transcendental nature of Krishna. Therefore, tasmat, perform action, tvam kuru karma eva, which the ancients performed. Purve purvatam kritam, as he had mentioned, So if you see, Krishna in the third chapter has been convincing Arjuna, you're not qualified for jnana, you're qualified for karma. And perform Nishkam Karma Yoga, which will lead to liberation. And in this chapter of Gyan Yoga, Krishna spoke about the Avatar Tattva, but in verse 15, he is coming back to the discussion on Karma Yoga. Nishkam Karma Yoga will ultimately lead to Gyan Yoga when the Hantakaran is completely purified and you are in Sattva, and then you can practice Gyan Yoga and attain liberation. So, evam gyatva kritam karma. So, he comes to the point of instructing karma yoga. Now, karma yoga dharma. This will be the section from 16 to 24. Maybe from 16 to 20 we will see today. Let us see how much time permits us. It's what is the time now? 6. We have another 15-20 minutes. So let's take up this and then we will take up questions. किम कर्म किम कर्मेति कवयोप्यत्र मोहिता तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्. Even the wise are bewildered. Kavyopi apya atra mohita about action and inaction. Kim karma, kim akarma iti. I will speak to you about that action. Te tat karma pravakshami, by knowing which, yagyatma, you will be liberated from samsara. Mokshasi ashubhat. So now Arjuna had one thing that if I engage in this ghora karma, it will be sinful. So now Krishna is saying, no, this karma in the form of Nishkama Karma Yoga, which is your Kshatriya Dharma, if you engage, you will not be bound. You will not, come under bondage. So that's the point he is making here. And that's why I will give you knowledge about what is karma, what is akarma. Kavayopi atra mohita, the great, even wise are bewildered. And that